Hi, Abby. How you doing? Banana looks great. Really good job. Craft is outstanding. Oh, wow. You got some consistency in your letter forms here it's just actually remarkable. These A's are just about identical. Good control. Good control. Watch your true verticals on your ends. You got some tilts going on. So watch that. Let me see. Boy, it looks like your X height isn't on the level there because this A looks like it resides higher. You know what? Go ahead and open this up on a computer and draw some guides and see exactly what's going on before you submit the second one. I think you'll see that that's a little bit higher. I wish that we submitted this as a PDF so I could do this right here for you so you can see what I mean. But that's what I'm seeing. I presume that is the case because following these two lines, the distance between your X height and your cap height right here certainly is less than it is over here. So I'm guessing that X height is going whoop, right down there on that slope. That's why this A here is smaller, which is really kind of a coincidence because the post right before yours or two before yours had the exact same scenario. Okay, as far as letter forms, as far as letter spacing goes, I think you're spaced too far apart. In general, the letters are too far apart, so we're ended up going. What happens is instead of looking at the word as a group, we're looking at it as letters, and that'll eventually slow down the reader. Okay, we read by looking at groups of words, and when we look at words, we don't look at individual letters, we look at the group. And that's how our brains perceive information. So anytime there's a break in that group, it causes the brain to stop, reassess, reevaluate, then continue. So in this word banana, for example, we have a couple of those breaks that we don't want. There's one here, right here between the B and the A. There's another here between the N and the A. Now, the reason why these look like they're definitely breaks, even though in reality, the distance between this and A here is greater than the distance between this and A here. But these seem to group together. So my suggestion is this. First of all, make sure that you're consistent in your letter spacing. So in other words, the distance between the A and the N has got to be consistent between the space between the A and the N, likewise between the N and the A, right? That makes sense. So once you set up those relationships, which I would say you go like this: A, move that N closer to the A, move that A closer to the N, until it feels like a group and not individual letters. Then follow the kerning there for that A and that N, and then obviously follow the kerning from that, follow it right there in your final sketch. And then, of course, the big thing is this B sitting off by itself somewhere, and I like to describe that as because you've got two curves coming together. Okay, there's a break in this curve allowing the eye to introduce this negative space to the relationship between the width between those letters, right? So that's creating this illusion that it's greater than it is. So we counter that by moving that A closer to that B. Not touching, but darn close. Enough to definitely see white space, but get those curves closer together. Follow those recommendations, and I think you'll find that this word will read much, much more smoothly. All right, good job, great craft. Can't wait to see your second iteration. Thanks, Abby.